trees look like those seen in people exposed to poisons like mustard gas. That's how doctors are describing what they see in the lungs of vapors. The chemicals can essentially burn your lungs. Find the truth at BehindTheHaze.com.
At Toyota's national sales event, we don't just help you get the perfect vehicle. We're here to open new doors that lead to your road to greatness. Your journey starts at Toyota's national sales event.
Toyota, let's go places.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
I'm Corey. I'm a dairy nutritionist here in the Treasure Valley. I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to do my part to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. As soon as the vaccines were readily available, I was vaccinated. I would encourage people to do the research, listen to the healthcare providers. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, there was hardly any wait. It was an easy process, is readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
It's not a secret that finding a new car this year is a little tricky. Between chip shortages and supply problems, there's more reasons than ever to come to our no-problem dealerships when you need a new car or truck. Our acquisitions team works hard to make sure that we have a great selection of vehicles to choose from, and our easy-to-buy, easy-to-do business with sales team is ready to deliver the same great value price that we've had for nearly 20 years. Teton Toyota, where it's always no problem to buy and service your car.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19, so they can be protected from COVID when they're back in the classroom. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. Getting vaccinated was quick and easy. You can walk into a pharmacy to get one. We got our COVID-19 vaccine, and I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
Get a free COVID-19 vaccine today. Find a location near you at covidvaccine.idaho.gov.
Lead the charge into a brighter future with the all-new 2022 Volkswagen ID4. With an EPA estimated range of 250 miles, the ID4 knows how to go the distance. It's an electric SUV that's as fun to drive as it is stylish and functional. You don't have to sacrifice good looks for great performance. So stop by our dealership today and jumpstart your year with the Volkswagen ID4. Teton Volkswagen, where it's always no problem to buy and service your vehicle.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way.
Welcome live on a Saturday afternoon. We're here at the Rocky Mountain Rumble. IdahoSports.com, Lance Taylor, Lauren Jensen bringing this game to you today. This is the second one on our docket as we have the Pocatello Indians. Formerly Pocatello Indians, now the Pocatello Thunder, as they're going to take on the Ogden Tigers. Ogden coming up from down in Utah across the Wasatch Front to face Pocatello. Pocatello with the new mascot. Of course, they've gone through a lot of controversy over the last couple of years as they got their new mascot. And what we're going to do here is they're going to do the Star Spangled Banner to start this ballgame. We're going to take a break while we get that handled right here on IdahoSports.com. We'll be back after this.
I'm Corey. I'm a dairy nutritionist here in the Treasure Valley. I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to do my part to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. As soon as the vaccines were readily available, I was vaccinated. I would encourage people.
We're back here just about ready for the opening kickoff, just waiting for Ogden to take the field. And, you know, as you mentioned, Lance, the Pocatello Thunder, they've got their new logo up there, and that's kind of a bison. Buffalo is their mascot. They're the Thunder, and the idea is into the storm, and we actually have some of the local students down here. They're wearing rain jackets and rain ponchos, just playing off of that into the storm. They're ready for the storm down there.
On a day with only a couple clouds that are up towards Yellowstone.
They'll need those in a few weeks. There's no doubt about it.
Right. Well, this is Idaho. They might need them by the second quarter. You never know.
So I like it. Into the storm. They're wearing the rain ponchos down there. Good fan support for the Pocatello Indians. Of course, Pocatello made the playoffs last year. They've struggled over the past few years, but they really feel like they're on the up and up, and they've got a good shot at that conference this year.
Yeah, they're a 4A division in that District 5-6 4A, which was part of that mega conference for a year that they did, and quickly
8
scrapped
teams or whatever it was.
Quickly scrapped that idea.
So here we go, the lefty kicking off for Ogden. That's number 3.
That's an impressive kick. There's very little wind, just a little bit, but not much.
Adam Wilson, the junior kicker for Ogden. So Pocatello will take off first offensive possession here for the Indians. I just did it again for
It's going to take us a good solid year to get that down.
For the Thunder. The Pocatello Thunder here, District 5 officiating crew for this ball game. And it's starting quarterback for Pocatello, number 11. A lot of room to run on the first play of the game. Makes a man miss. Another. He's down the sideline all the way out to midfield. That's number 9, I think.
Yeah, and finally brought down by 23, Chet Colvin, the junior, 5'8", 175. The strong safety is also a running back on the other side.
Excuse me, that's 8, Riken Echohawk. And Echohawk is a phenom to watch. He played last year as a freshman as well in that same position. Not a big kid, but he's a sophomore this year. He's put on some weight, mostly muscle, and you saw it there. Echohawk spinning. Ball comes loose. He gets to it, though. It looks like he'll recover and pick up a few yards.
Pocatello also had a pretty good season in basketball last year, and they have Julian. Forgot his last name.
Don't look at me.
His brother played at Century. Went to Boise State. Anyway, they've got a lot of bright looks for basketball this year as well. So Pocatello really looking up. I'll tell you what, those are some sharp unis.
I like them.
They got down there.
The red and the blue, that dark navy blue with that bright red. I love it. 2nd and 8. There goes Echohawk. Makes another man miss, takes on a tackler and drags him. Echohawk's only about 5'7", probably about 180.
Yeah.
But he is churning the legs, just shy of a first down.
Yeah, just a sophomore, as you said.
Riken Echohawk.
I like that name. Both names.
3rd and very short.
Julian Harwell. Sorry, his brother Malik Harwell played at Century and Boise State. Started as a freshman last year.
There's Echo Hawk, first down, tries to make a cut outside. Good tackle, open field by number 15.
Yeah, brought down by McKay Hill. He's a running back, strong safety, and free safety, depending on where they need him defensively on it. Of course, running back on offense. And right now, yet to test the air.
Ryan Payne, the starting quarterback for Pocatello. An interesting story that we'll mention a little later here about the Pocatello quarterback position this year.
Yeah, a player decision.
Yes, a player's decision, exactly. Direct run, and wow, Payne laying the pain, giving the pain to that linebacker as he just bowled him over.
Yeah, it was Morales that he bowled over. He's an inside linebacker, and he is not a big inside linebacker. Well, he's fairly stout, 5'9", and they list him as 190 pounds. I think that's generous. I'd say maybe more around the 170 mark. But Payne just absolutely laid him out. In fact, his name took over the what that was. And that's one of those.
Pain.
That's one of those that, as a linebacker, you look up to your offense or your defensive line. You say, "Do not let that happen again.
Don't let him through
At least slow him down so I can hit him."
So Ryan Payne will go under center now. He'll turn, fake the handoff to Echo Hawk. He's going to get sacked in the backfield, though. That time, Payne can't get away.
Yeah, brought down by 23, Chet Colvin.
And number 59 in there as well. 59, Tui Jr., a nose guard.
Ogden comes into this game 1-1 on the season. Remember, all these Utah teams have 2 games under their belt. They lost 33-21 at a competitive one to Canyon View, which is out of Cedar City, Utah, and then they beat Providence Hall, which is a private school down there, 31-21.
So what was second and 5 is now 3rd and long. It's about a 3rd and 9. We'll see what Payne does from the gun here. 4 wideouts, 3 to the near side. He's got Echo Hawk in the backfield with him as he switches sides. They go down the sideline, just beyond the outstretched arms of the intended receiver. That's number 3, Crew Hales.
That was a great pass by Payne. They just couldn't get under it. But that was kind of that quintessential Saturday afternoon touchdown-type pass, you know.
Good effort there. It'll be 4th and long. We'll see if they decide to go from it
they'll
in
go
this
for it.
in this situation. Of course, Payne and a teammate earlier this year, well, after the football season, who was the quarterback last year, they got together and decided, we should switch positions. And they went to the coaching staff.
Yeah, Contreras.
Contreras went to Spillett and said, hey, we should really switch positions here. And they're like, okay. So they went with it, and it's worked out, they feel like. And a pass on 4th down, and they pick it up just shy of the 25-yard line. 1st down on the 4th down pitch and catch.
Zach Richards from Ogden, one of their outside linebackers. Actually, he's a corner. He's in on the tackle.
So Payne quickly back to the line, rolling to his left, and he throws it low, and it was trapped.
Yeah, scooted off the turf there. That's a tough pass. Running to your left, throwing to your left when you're a right-hander. Very, very tough pass.
Cade Jensen, the intended receiver there, senior.
Well, what we're seeing from from Pocatello right now is they started out with that running game, going up the middle. What they did is they sucked the outside linebackers in. Now what they're doing is they're going to test those edges and see if they can get some, some yardage on there as well.
2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. Echo Hawk with the carry, spins away, and drags a man down to near the 20, so pick up almost 4.
In on the tackle, number 56, Braxton Shope, 6'3", 190-pound junior.
So 3rd and 6 upcoming with 7:20 left here in the first quarter. Just underway here, the second game of the Rocky Mountain Rumble here on Saturday. We've already had 3 last night, 1 today. And right now Utah pitching a shutout. They're 4-0 in these games against these Idaho schools. Pocatello trying to change that. And
Not quite sure yet who this is going to be on. Certainly the offense was not on the same page.
The ball never even got snapped.
Yeah, they're going to call it a false start.
False start. Hop in. 5 yards. Still there.
Everyone shifted with the play, and the ball never ended up in the quarterback's hands.
Negates a 4-yard gain on the first play and brings you back to to 3rd and 11.
.645 and counting.
That's the time I ended up getting up today. I was going to sleep until 7, but I made it to 6:45.
Man, that's probably the only time I've gotten up earlier than you today, Lance. Ogden takes a timeout. I was up at 6:30 this morning to get my girls ready. I've got a nephew who has Down syndrome, and today in Idaho Falls it's
the race.
The race for Down syndrome. And their little tagline is "There's nothing down about it." And my nephew, Team Caleb, that was it. I've got a pink shirt at home. I thought about wearing it today, but
my niece was one of the original ones that helped get that
nice.
going. And I have a nephew that's Down syndrome.
So yeah, they're in town doing that, enjoying themselves, and they had to get up and get going early this morning, much to the chagrin of everyone.
Yeah, of course,
including them.
Why do races always have to be so early?
I agree. Well, and they talk about being it's cooler in the morning. It's like, well, it's not like it's a marathon down there.
Yeah.
Well, and I've run a couple marathons back in the day when I was in shape, and it is nice to have the cooler weather when you're running a marathon.
I've driven several of them.
Complete pass for a 1st down and more. Receiver there, number 19, Hunter Killian.
Finally knocked out by Salazar.
With the catch and the run. 1st down. Thunder.
Hunter Killian, one of those, I think he was on the top, or should have been on the top 10 list for linebackers in the state of Idaho that Brandon Bainey put together. He's one of those guys that just kind of got left off on accident. Brandon Bainey apologized multiple times profusely to the Pocatello fan base. A great
sometimes
player.
when someone just kind of quietly does their job.
And that's Hunter Killian. It's one of those guys, you look at the stats later and it's like, wow, he had that many tackles?
Yeah.
Handoff up the middle, all the way down to the 3-yard line. Echo Hawk.
Well, you end up with 2nd and goal now from the 3. And, Pocatello, again, who wants to get off to a good start this season, this is the way to do it.
Yeah, they are really moving the football fairly easily. They had that 4th down they had to convert on, but picked it up.
And they've taken quite a bit of time off the clock, too. We just barely hit the halfway mark through the quarter.
Yeah, 6-minute drive right now for Pocatello. The Thunder. Kachiga. Handoff, Echo Hawk, touchdown. Riken Echo Hawk almost untouched into the end zone, and Pocatello strikes early, up 6-0.
Well, and Sean Garku from Ogden was able to get in, but just couldn't grab him first, was able to get to the quarterback, long out of the quarterback's hands by that time.
Well, on for the PAT. Is that Killian? I think Hunter Killian's the one kicking the PAT.
I believe so.
And it's up and in. It was Hunter Killian. Payne holding, Killian kicking, and Pocatello on top, 7-0. And
I'll tell you, we're going to see a good game between them and Centennial. Centennial picking up a win last night in their opener. And this is, pardon me, not Centennial. Century is what I meant. Century picking up a win last night. Anyway, it's going to be a good game this year. Of course, these teams have primarily played in the Mini-Dome and Holt Arena, and now they're going to start playing on home fields.
Yeah. Pocatello's got a field put together down there. And, of course, Iron Horse Stadium, where Highland now is playing.
Yeah, that was their original football field.
Yeah. Century has their own football field down there as well that they played on last year due to
not a lot of
COVID.
bleachers in there yet. Still,
but
it's about the size of a 2A.
They're moving some more in there,
but they'll get more in. That was their.
It was a last-minute thing.
Yeah, and it was their JV field for years,
Yes.
and their practice field for
Yes.
varsity. So
it's a nice little facility, though, as they've tried to get it going because, like you said, everybody's been playing in the Dome for so long. They haven't needed those types of facilities, but.
Well, and now they have the opportunity to make money off their concessions, where before they were not the ones to make money off that. Helps them out.
That ball kicked deep into the end zone for a touchback. So Ogden, we'll get to see them on their first possession. The Tigers out at the 20.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see from Ogden as we saw them working, pregame, to see them run some triple option, also maybe to run some double wing and some wing T. Wouldn't be surprised to see that out of them either.
They're led by number 6. Oh, I thought it was 6.
I believe number 9, Kel Adams.
Well, 6 is on the. He's back taking the snap, and we don't have him on the roster. Might have to make a trip upstairs real quick to find out who the starting quarterback is. 23, the running back, Chet Colvin, and he gets taken down for a loss, about a 4-yard loss.
Yeah, Caden Holt takes him. Caden Hoddle takes him down and gets that loss on there. And Ogden's got, one of the things they've got to prove is that they can come out and that they can break their runners through the initial line. Yeah, we don't have the starting quarterback on the roster.
Back to pass, and he's not going to get it away. Sacked back at the 5. And so things go from bad to worse as now it's 3rd down all the way back. They're going to say actually at the 7 or 8 with the forward progress.
Looked like Travis Field that got in there for that sack, and it's not like he went in there unblocked. He just blew through the blocker in order to get to the backfield for the tackle.
We have Cale Adams listed as a quarterback at number 9. Now that's possibly who we've got here.
Yeah, but I do see a number 9 out on the field as well.
And we have Ammon Bergeson.
The
at
joys
18.
of doing some high school games. This is what you run into when you do some high school games.
More than likely, it's one of those things where somebody probably forgot their jersey. And
what number are you going to be? 9.
Pick one from one of the guys that's not playing.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Pocatello getting the start the way they want to, forcing a punt from the Ogden Tigers.
And back doing that punting, number 23, I think that's Colvin. Little change in formation. It looks like they're still going to punt it away.
Yeah, we got a little bit of chippiness back here.
Yeah.
Far side of the field, but the ball is a great punt. Goes all the way down to the 30-yard line, so they're going to make Pocatello use some field in order to come down and score. Going to get set there. Ball placed on the 30-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 for Pocatello.
So, like you said, a great punt all the way down to the 30-yard line of Pocatello. Handoff to Echo Hawk. Wow, what a move there. And another out to pick up a 1st down at the 40-yard line.
Echo Hawk's lateral movement is fantastic out there. He's making a lot of people miss just simply off of his movement.
So we did get our starting quarterback for Ogden, number 8, Chino Furness. They had him listed as 36. It was just a typo in the program. So Chino Furness, the junior, 6'3", 175. Also plays defensive, or listed as playing defensive end. Yeah, he is out there, actually.
Yeah, we had the sophomore Kel Adams listed as the quarterback, number 9. That was the only quarterback we had listed. But
Echo Hawk just moving aside as tacklers go by him. And he picks up another 2 yards. And you can see why everyone's high on Ryan Echo Hawk.
Yeah.
Just his quickness. He's not a big kid, but he has bulked up a little through the summer from being a freshman, and he's going to continue to, fill out as he gets a little older.
He will. Avi Tui Jr. ended up on the stop for Ogden. Now in a trips right formation with a single left, you are going to have somebody in single coverage. It should come from the left side of the field.
And Payne just takes on a tackler and is going to lose a yard. It looked kind of like an option play pass, possibly, and never had an opportunity really to pitch it to Echo Hawk.
Ryan Payne held the ball, tackled by Lucas Heiner.
So 3rd and 8 upcoming for Pocatello. Minute 36 and counting here in the first quarter. We had a long first game.
Yeah, we did.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
This game moving quicker.
Well, Lucas Heiner comes up and he makes that tackle. They list him as a strong safety, but he has most defensive plays been lining up on the line. And he's been dropping back. Like right now, he's back in a strong safety position, but he kind of switches back and forth there.
Payne in the gun. Rolls right. And now he's got some room to run up the middle. He's going to pick up the first down out across midfield.
Well, it was a great cutback as he had Morales pursuing him, and he cut back in, and it finally tackled down by Colvin, Chet Colvin, the junior. But it was a great move to evade Morales.
Payne lost his shoe on the play, and he's sitting down there trying to get it back on and get laced up.
Yeah, and he might have to come off the field.
The rabbit goes up the hole, around the tree, and back down through the hole.
So on the roster where they had mistakenly put Furnace as 36, they list him as quarterback, defensive end.
He plays twice as much at quarterback as he does at defensive end.
I guess so. And I don't think he plays defensive end.
He is in there on the field. Down the field on the pass, overthrows the intended receiver. That was Matt Christiansen.
Well, and you had Zach Richards, who was following him down the sideline, but had that ball been caught, that would have been a touchdown.
Yeah, Christiansen had a couple steps on him. It was just a little overthrown by Payne.
Zach Richards, just a sophomore. He'll come back 2 more years for Eric Thompson.
Well, it's interesting, too, that story about them changing quarterbacks, because Payne, the biggest concern Coach Spillett had was he can't throw the ball. They had to really work with him on gripping the football and understanding the throwing motion and things, because he just hadn't played at that position.
Yeah, and sometimes it's hand size, you know, things like that make a difference. And it's a great pass.
Yeah, you watch it there, and they've worked with him since they made that decision to change. And he obviously has figured out how to throw the ball, and there's a little something different to throwing the football. It's one thing for me to go out and just toss it back and forth here. It's another thing to actually be good at it.
Well, and we come down now to the end of the first quarter. And, for Ogden, they've now forced a 3rd down. And if they can get a stop here, that's a feather in their cap, to be able to get the stop, especially as methodically as Pocatello moved down the field on their first possession.
Yeah, they were able to easily move the football. I want to remind everybody this is an IdahoSports.com game stream production of East Idaho Game Night, presented by Teton Auto Group. Also brought to you in part by your local Toyota dealer, Project Filter, and Valley-Wide Cooperative. Huge thanks to them in supporting us for all of our East Idaho Game Night games, as well as this 2021 Rocky Mountain Rumble. Want to give a shout-out to our photographer for IdahoSports.com down there, Steve Connor, the best of the best in the state of Idaho.
Big, huge camera.
Yes, a very telescopic lens down there. He can get close-ups from the end zone all the way out to midfield.
He'd probably get him all the way halfway down to Idaho Falls.
Probably. There he is, Steve Connor, on your screen. check out the galleries on IdahoSports.com. You'll see his pictures. He is phenomenal. He's been in Sports Illustrated multiple times.
Yeah, you know, that looks like a Viking weapon.
You expect like a boulder to come flying out of it at some point. Payne back to pass, flips it out to Echo Hawk. Echo Hawk battling.
Boy, he's good.
Good grief.
Yeah, you know, again, you know, running back 101 when kids first get into football is keep your legs moving when you get hit. And that's exactly what Echo Hawk did there.
And you've got to hit Echo Hawk low. He's low to the ground. He's strong. If you're going to try to tackle him up top, he's just going to spin away from you. And you got to get his legs to stop him. So it'll be 4th and 1. He nearly got to that first down marker, and you got to believe Pocatello is going to go for it here on 4th and less than a yard.
Yeah, this is typically go for it range no matter what, unless you got someone with a serious leg.
11 minutes here, just underway in the second quarter. Might be a little keeper here. Nope, they're going to turn around and hand it to Echo Hawk. First down and more. Spins free. Still on his feet, breaks another tackle. Now it's a foot race, and nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Riken Echo Hawk.
Yeah, guys had the angle on him, and Echo Hawk was still gaining ground. Yeah, the closest one to him was Salazar, and you also had Zach Richards out there, and they had a perfect angle on him. Richards got blocked just a little bit, but Echo Hawk was gaining distance, even at that.
He is a load in a small package down there. Riken Echo Hawk puts him up 13-0.
Extra point pending here.
Yeah, Cade Jensen, excuse me. Yeah, that is Cade Jensen on to kick. And that PAT's up and good. So 14-0, Pocatello on top of Ogden. We're going to step away for a break. We'll come back with the kickoff here on IdahoSports.com, the 2021 Rocky Mountain Rumble.
Lead the charge into a brighter future with the all-new 2022 Volkswagen ID4. With an EPA estimated range of 250 miles, the ID4 knows how to go the distance. It's an electric SUV that's as fun to drive as it is stylish and functional. You don't have to sacrifice good looks for great performance. So stop by our dealership today and jumpstart your year with the Volkswagen ID4. Teton Volkswagen, where it's always no problem to buy and service your vehicle.
You know, I suspect you're looking for an excuse to take a little drive. Hey, it happens to the best of us. It's time to drive to Soda Springs, Idaho. That's through Lava, over Fish Creek Summit, past the reservoir, and into John Adams Ford. With small town prices, the friendliest sales staff, and the best service department anywhere. And don't forget that warranty forever on every new and used vehicle we sell. Come and see us at John Adams Ford, where we're keeping it simple in Soda Springs.
Well, welcome back here as we get a touchback on the kickoff after the touchdown by Riken Echo Hawk.
Back deep in the end zone was number 15, McKay Hill.
The 2021 Rocky Mountain Rumble. Another one of our great sponsors, Project Filter. Quitting smoking, chewing, or vaping is tough, but so are you. If you're ready to quit, there is help. Visit projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW and do that today. So Furness hands it off to number 8.
Well, and you know, Pocatello, you know, ended up with, Ogden with negative yards on their last possession for it, brought down by 19 Killian. Hunter Killian, a senior tight end, also a linebacker.
And that was Morales on the carry, senior, 5'9", 190 pounds for this Ogden Tiger football team. 10:15 left here in the second quarter. Little misdirection. Ball carrier number 23, Chet Colvin, nowhere to go as he gets knocked down for a loss back at the 19.
Chet Colvin with the carry. Hunter Killian with the tackle.
We have Killian again in on the tackle. There was also an 85 in on the tackle for Pokey, but we do not have an 85 on our roster. We have a 55. That's Jackson Williams, a senior offensive lineman and linebacker, but he was not on the field during that play. He is now. We'll have to find out who 85 is.
Back to pass. Furness in trouble, sacked.
So Spencer Robertson, as well as Caden Hoddle.
And Spencer Robertson.
They get in on that tackle. It's a sack. And so far, 2 possessions in a row. And Ogden is negative yards.
Yeah, they've been driving them backwards, sacks, tackles for loss.
Well, and the style that Pocatello plays, because they take so much time off the clock, makes them a very difficult team to come back on.
Yeah, run heavy. And back to receive that for Pocatello.
Hales.
Crew Hales. Punt gets away. Pretty good punt. Hits and bounces out of bounds.
It'll be about at the 44-ish.
Yeah.
We'll call it the 42.
So nice punt.
I had a better view than the official, so I'm calling it 44.
Good punt, but Pocatello's going to have a good starting field position as well.
So far, Pocatello's been very methodical. They've moved down the field. They've stayed within their strengths. And the thing is, you do that until your opponent proves they can stop it.
And thus far, that hasn't been the case for Ogden. Yeah, head coach Dave Spillett for the Pocatello Thunder. They're pretty excited about this season, very optimistic that they're going to be able to compete deep into the playoffs. 5 on the handoff, room to run as he breaks it to the outside, 1 man to beat, and he just runs over the top of him. The ball carrier, Zach Park.
Yeah, finally Zach Richards, who's been on a lot of tackles, the sophomore, brings him down, but not until a lot of damage had been done on the specific play. And I think, if you're Ogden, this is something you're going to have to address at halftime, because Echo Hawk, for example, when he runs, he just continues to get into the secondary every time.
Yeah, and that time, Echo Hawk back there again now, but Zach Park right there with him on that carry. And man motions out. It's Zach Park. No, that's Echo Hawk with the carry there. And again, Echo Hawk typically making the first man miss every time. They'll pick up the first down inside the red zone.
Well, and they're running him oftentimes out of the B gap, and so they're able to avoid Gage Bird, the big 6'3", 315-pound defensive tackle.
Back to the line of scrimmage come the Thunder. Pocatello, of course, the original high school there in the Pocatello area.
And it was Pokey and Highland for a lot of years, and Pokey, Highland, and Century.
We're going to have a holding penalty as Echo Hawk takes it for about a 7-yard gain, but I think that'll come back.
So all of those schools down in Pocatello area have, over time, have all spent time at 5A and at 4A. And right now, Highland is the only 5A school down there. You got Pokey and Century that are 4A schools. Travis Hobson, the athletic director now at
Thunder Ridge.
At Century. I believe.
Hobson.
Hobson moved
they
to
moved
Thunder
up to
Ridge.
Thunder.
Right,
he was the head coach.
Yeah,
last
he was the
year
head coach at Century.
Century, yep. He's up at Thunder Ridge now. Yep.
Travis Hobson, of course, won the state championship as head coach at Shelley as well.
Yeah, they had a good run.
They did.
Shelley did a good job at Century as well.
Yeah, he was commuting at the time. He coached Shelley. He was commuting from Pocatello. So,
yeah, he's lived there.
So when he was able to get the job done in Century, it saved a little bit of money.
I thought I heard a whistle.
I thought I heard a whistle as well.
But nobody else heard it but us, so it must have been just in our headphones. And okay, must have been a kid down there. But They get back just shy of the original line of scrimmage, 2nd and 11.
We'll see if they're kicking anyone out of the stadium. I've been around sports long enough that I have seen that double-digit times in my life, where somebody brings a whistle in, some high school kid, and remember being at a game one time that a kid lit off one of those stink bombs underneath the bleachers. One time it was down in Utah, and they had to clear out the entire stadium.
Payne, little delay, draw. We're going to have a holding penalty again, and that's going to bring back a touchdown because Payne made it all the way to the end zone. But a holding penalty is going to bring it back. We'll wait for the official call from our white hat.
Yeah, definitely going to be holding, and you know, for Pocatello, these are going to be some things that they address at halftime. Is say, you know, guys, let's take care of the stuff that are unforced. You know, let's clean those up. Again, this is their first game of the season. Ogden comes in 1-1 on the season. Close game. Tight one with Canyon View out of Cedar City, and then knocking off Providence Hall 31-21. But I think, you know, if you're Pocatello, these are your good opportunities to say, hey, we have the lead. And sometimes when you get a lead, particularly a sizable one, you end up getting a little sloppy. And those are the sloppy kind of plays.
So 2nd and very long now. They're all the way out to the 34-yard line. They've got to get down to the 9. My math is correct. That's 25 yards. Payne takes it on the draw again. He's going to pick up a chunk of those back. It'll be 3rd down and about 16 or 17.
I'm not quite. I don't know. And I'm not necessarily second guessing the coach. Other than if I'd have been that, I don't know if that's the play.
Maybe try to go to the air and pick up a few more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you got to throw to the sticks when you're that far behind him. But I don't know. Of course, he knows his team much better than I do, and a good team they are. I guess I should say I just expected something a little different on that play.
Yeah. Third and long here for Pocatello. Payne rolls to his right. Looking to pass. Gets it away. It's going to be awfully close to the first down. He's going to be just shy, I think, but it's 4th and a foot or two.
Definitely go for it range, you know, unless you do want to just pick up a field goal out of this. But I think they're confident enough in their crew to do it. And I think this is now where you put it in the hands of Payne, you know.
Or Echo Hawk if you want to turn
let
around and
use
hand
their
to him.
legs. Yep.
They got what we call the heavy package coming in, number 45.
That's right. We don't have weights down for them. We do for Ogden.
But the man he replaced, there was a significant size difference between number 45 and number 4.
Which makes you think they're probably running the ball.
Yes. A little extra muscle up front on the run.
Echo Hawk is in the backfield. And Payne is up under center.
Sure enough, 45 is lined up behind the tackle as an extra blocker. They hand it off. Echo Hawk untouched into the end zone. Touchdown, Pocatello.
Echo Hawk with the touchdown Thunder.
And Pocatello really just imposing their will for the most part, however they want to. The thing that's hurt Pocatello or that's slowed them down at any times has not been Ogden. It's been penalties that have slowed them down at times.
Yeah. And really, that one, you know, the penalty here backed them up a little bit, but they were able to overcome that and back into the end zone they find themselves. It's Jensen lined up to kick in the PAT. That one a little, no, it missed. I thought so.
A little to the right.
Yep.
It looked a little to the right.
So it'll stay 20-0 here in the second quarter, 2:56 remaining.
Of course, we saw a game yesterday where Skyline went up 15-0 at half over Green Canyon of Utah, of Cache Valley there. Green Canyon came back, and after not scoring in the first half, they shut Skyline out in the second half and ended up winning the game on a fluke. Crazy ending.
Yeah, a blocked punt right at the end of the game that put them in great position with no timeouts, and they kick a field goal as the clock expires to win the game. Tell you what, the Pocatello cheerleaders getting their work in down there as well. A good group of cheerleaders here from a school that's only about an hour and a half away.
Well, and they're, usually not usually, but oftentimes you have the push-up crew down there, and but not with this group today.
It's Saturday. It's a day off. They don't need the workout today.
That's right. Oh, and Saturday is a special day.
It is the day that we get ready for Sunday. Kickoff, going to end up in the end zone for a touchback.
And all of theirs have gone back into the end zone. It's going to come out to the 20-yard line. And to be honest with you, for Ogden, it's probably the best scenario, for them.
So the Pocatello Thunder, new mascot for a new year this year. Their little slogan here on their roster, Pokey football into the storm. Yeah. And the students down there, I wondered if they were going to get a little warm in those plastic bags they had on, playing off the storm idea, and most of them have them off down there. It's a little too hot to be wearing a plastic sack.
That's right.
Morales with a nice catch and run, pick up about 6 yards out to the 26-yard line.
Well, and if you're Pocatello again, what do? You make sure that you're getting your executions the way you want. You just want to make sure that your team doesn't get sloppy at this point, because you've got to carry this, into your next week's games. And next week, Pocatello finds himself at Twin Falls, out in the Magic Valley.
Men in motion. That's Morales. They throw over the top and too far. Could have been intercepted. That was intended for number 14, Jaden Doubled. Yeah, the man that was closer to the reception was on the defense, Matt Christensen. 3rd and 5 now for the Ogden Tigers.
3rd down. Let's make some noise.
3rd and 4. And that ball ended up on the ground.
It did end up on the turf. That's going to be Pocatello ball.
They sure think so. And from the looks of things, they are correct. And fumble recovery. Number 53 recovers it for Pocatello. That's Kanan Wortley. And an excited Pocatello team is now they're in scoring position again.
Well, and for Pocatello,
204.
You're getting execution on both sides of the ball right now and having that success.
The Pocatello Thunder and the Ogden Tigers here in the second quarter. The Rocky Mountain Rumble. Pocatello in threatening position here to score again. Payne on the run. Complete. He's got a blocker. Gets away. Stays in bounds. Touchdown.
It didn't look to me like he did step out of bounds, but apparently not. I wasn't as close down there as the official was, but he got wrapped up by Zach Richards, and it looked like Richards might have pushed him out of bounds a little bit.
Yeah, Richards couldn't hold on, and Stuckey, I think, was on the reception there for a touchdown. And it is now 26-0. So after the turnover, 1 play, 1 score, man, they got to jump on that. That's going to be offsides.
Yeah, it was blocked, but it's going to be offsides.
Number 17, got through quite quickly. Again, we've had the rosters have all been pretty good up to this point, but both of these, we've got missing people on Pocatello's team. We got missing wrong numbers for
that's right
for Ogden. So
well, we show the largest number for Pocatello is 78, and we got some people that are in the 80s.
Well, and I just looked for number 17 who came through there early, and he's not listed. His number's not listed.
Well, we do have
either.
Adrian Salazar listed twice on the roster. Both are listing him as number 11, but one listed him as 5'10", 165. The other one listed him as no height, 155. So,
well, one was entered prior to the start of the season.
Probably.
He's bulked up a little over the last 2 weeks.
Probably.
We'll have to go back to the drawing board on Pocatello's roster so we can get everything right. Handoff on the 2-point conversion, and it's good.
Well, and what they make up for is really their only blemish offensively, which was the missed extra point on a previous touchdown.
So it's 28-0 now.
Yeah, they accidentally gave 2 to the wrong side. There was no safety. 28-0, there you go.
Yep, they got her fixed. A minute 51 left here in the first half. Right now, it's all Pocatello. They have not been able to, Ogden's not been able to contain the running game of Pocatello. That's really where it's made a difference. Echo Hawk, as well as Zach Park running the football, they just haven't been able to corral him. The Bison have run free thus far in this ball game.
Yes, they have.
Yes, roaming freely.
Good way to start with your new mascot.
Well, here's the kickoff. It's going to end up, this time they're going to be returnable from the 1. A little good blocking up front. The return man, number 15, that's
Yeah, it was a good
Hill.
sidestep as McKay Hill, the junior running back, and safety on defense. That was a good little return.
Out to the 20. Ogden will take over again here. They just offensively have not been able to move the ball down the field. In fact, they may be in negative yardage offensively.
First down, Ogden.
It's been a tough go here go up against a good Pocatello defense. Pocatello's been able to get into the backfield. As Furness in the gun. A high snap. Furness corrals it, but he gets sacked.
Yeah, he gets taken down, and again, negative yardage. Brought down by Pocatello's 64, Luke Smith. He's a senior O&D lineman.
All the way back to the 14-yard line, so it'll be 2nd and 16 now. As they continue to head the wrong direction here. Like Domino's is delivering up here to the press box. They just went to the wrong booth.
Yeah.
Rolling out is Furness, looking to pass, gets it away, and outside the reach of his intended receiver, Thompson.
Number 4, Kyrie Thompson was the intended
Kyrie
receiver.
Thompson, the intended receiver.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's 3rd down.
3rd down again here, Pocatello. Trying to get another stop here with a minute left on the game clock. They might have another opportunity offensively if
Our third game today after this one starts at 5 p.m. Highland and Alta, Highland of Idaho. There is a Highland of Utah, and they're both black and white, and they're both the Rams.
There's another Highland high school in Idaho.
Yeah, that's right, Highland of Craigmont,
Yep.
which is a 1A Division II, I believe. Yeah, 8-man football.
Morales with the carry there. Picks up a couple of yards. The clock will stop, I believe, on a timeout
from
Pocatello.
What is the mascot of Highland of Craigmont? Do you know?
Oh, man.
I'm going to look it up here.
I
real
can't
quick.
remember. I want to say they're the Rams too, but I don't think that's correct.
I think they are black and red, however.
Yeah, they have the similar colors, yeah. So a timeout taken by Pocatello. We'll step away for a comeback, and we'll come back with that mascot for Highland of Craigmont. You're watching this IdahoSports.com.
Everybody's waiting for
that. We'll leave them in suspense.
I'm Dr. Christine Hahn. I'm an infectious disease doctor, and I'm Idaho's medical director for public health. It's my mission to keep our communities healthy and safe. That's why I believe every Idahoan should get their COVID-19 vaccine. The vaccine's been tested. It's proving to be very safe, and it's the most effective tool we have to stop the spread.
Walk into a pharmacy or visit covidvaccine.idaho.gov to find your free COVID-19 vaccine.
Coming back. Welcome back here. 4th down. And that punt, oh man.
Partially blocked.
Yeah, it looked like it probably did get partial. It ends up out around, we're going to probably like the 35, 40-yard line.
Actually, it's going to be around the 45.
Oh, I thought it went out of bounds well before that.
And that's what I thought too, but we're going to go about 45.
No, now they're taking a look at the white hat, because really that should be marked off by the white hat.
So we are we're going to give you the mascot of Highland of Craigmont. They're the Huskies, black and gold.
And I think this ball's in the wrong spot. The white hat's going to come in and say that ball did not travel to the 45. Nope, he's not. He's just going to say it's good. They never really looked at it. I think it went out better, but
48 seconds remaining before the end of the half, which for Pocatello is plenty of time to score.
Rolling right, Payne finds his man. It's caught, about a 5-yard gain.
Now, I am really surprised because they had already come to set when the near side receiver jumped forward into his spot, and they didn't end up calling. Obviously, his intent wasn't to take off. He wasn't taking off early, but because they'd already set, that is technically a false start. It was not called.
Yeah, he did kind of lunge at the last moment.
His fellow receiver was telling him to move forward, but once it's set, of course, then they'd had to call him for illegal formation if he didn't. So one way or the other, there should have been a flag there.
Payne slips a tackle and gets out actually very near the first down marker. Going to be about a yard short, so it's going to be 3rd and 1 based on the spot.
And in on a lot of tackles has been Zach Richards today. He's been a real bright spot for Ogden, as he has been in on a lot. In fact, there's times when he has saved potential touchdowns on particular plays.
37 seconds left as Payne got out of bounds smartly on that play. Still in the first half here. The second game today of the Rocky Mountain Rumble. We had 3 yesterday, and it's been all Utah
thus far.
Yeah,
Utah's 4-0.
This one looking maybe to change that a little bit, but Payne takes it, picks up the first down and more down the sideline and out of bounds at the 29-yard line.
A great block by Pocatello's 14, Parker Applington. So he came up and put a good block, helped open up that gap a bit for Payne, who was able to take advantage of it, and you got to love that when you've got some backs that'll come up and sacrifice to do that. And Payne is another one of those that's very good at following his blockers. Not trying to give a speed burst near as much as just trying to get out there and do the right thing, pick up the yardage that the play was designed to pick up.
You mentioned Century. They've actually played 2 games.
Yeah, they have.
They lost to Minico in a close game last week, and then, of course, played last night and won. He's got a receiver. Yep, pass interference as number 11 knocked him down.
Yeah, well, he bumped him without acknowledging the pass. You have to acknowledge the ball.
That's Salazar in coverage, and he never got his head turned around, never got his body turned around, but ended up knocking the receiver down, and now It'll be a first down. The ball's going to be placed, looks like, at the 15.
It's going to be half the distance.
So just inside the 15. For a first down, still 25 seconds left. This longest 45 seconds in the world, as Pocatello has done a good job managing this clock. Catch caught inside. On the move, number 3 is going to get down inside the 5 for a first down. So that'll stop the clock again, as it'll go to first and goal, at least momentarily. Crew Hales on the reception. Clock's still running, and it shouldn't be. There should be more time put back on that clock because they hit the first down.
Lucas Heiner, number 33, and on the tackle for Ogden. Yeah, they're going to have to get the clock situation worked out. It probably should be about 14 seconds.
Yeah, there's extra time ran off that clock. It should have been stopped because of the first down pickup.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll see if the officials get this correct, or as they come together to talk about it.
Oftentimes, whoever's running the clock will just automatically stop that. However, technically, they're supposed to be motioned by the field to do it, and nobody motioned.
The side judges should be stopping the clock when they're pretty sure that's a first down. So they are. They're going to go 13 seconds back on the clock, and so they'll add 4 seconds. I think that's a good move.
Yeah. I'd kind of caught that out of the corner of my eye a little bit in that play, and it looked like about 14-ish, 13-ish on that.
Timeout taken by Pocatello to help stop that clock and get their play ready. Check out our expanded list of regional prepcasts, our resident experts. We've got one here beside us, Lance Taylor. They talk about what's going on in the part of the state you live in. Be sure to catch the new regional prepcasts each week on IdahoSports.com, where you can download new episodes wherever you get your podcasts. So here we go. Rolling. Receiver open. One man to beat. We got a flag. Does he get in? Yes, he does.
Yeah.
But the flags are going to change things here.
Yeah, the initial signal was from the same official, the same side judge that threw the flag.
7 seconds left on the clock. The flag is going to end up at the 2. I'm going to guess holding, I would assume.
Yeah, well, if he's putting it on a specific spot right there, that's a spot foul. It makes sense that he would put it there and then march it off from there, which would put him back on the 12.
With 7 ticks on the clock, you got one play, and they do have a timeout left. It'd have to be probably a fairly quick pass.
Yeah, they do have one timeout left.
A lot of discussion here over the call.
28-0 is your score.
Remember, Idaho Sports does a lot more than just broadcasting. We've got all the scores, updated standings, polls, action photo galleries, and written content from every corner of the state. And you can join Idaho Sports Nation on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the YouTube. Get updates, breaking news, pictures, and more. Just click the icons in the top left to follow us now.
Speaking of polls, this one that holds up the net behind the goalpost, when there's a full clock on there, rather than just like 7 seconds that has it, when there's a full clock, there's always one of those that's like if it's like 7 minutes, 53 seconds left, it's the 5 you can't see, you know.
Well, for me, it's the last one that I can't see just because we're in a little different position. But offensive pass interference, so kind of a crossing thing where a pick play, if you will. 15 yards, it'll back them up, and they'll have a shot, but from a lot longer away. 20 yards back near the 19.
You really emphasize that P.
Yeah, I did on
up.
7 seconds. It's been a long day already, Lance. Oh, he had it. That was a touchdown in and out of the hands of Cade Jensen.
There's still 2 seconds left on the clock, so I'd imagine they're going to try it one more time as well. And Ogden's going to go into the half with a lot of things they need to work on because they have negative yardage going into halftime.
So it looks like they're going to line up for a field goal. They're not going to attempt another offensive play to go down the field. Cade Jensen, who just dropped a possible touchdown, he's going to come in to try to get 3 instead. Kicks up. I think it's going to be right again. And it is wide right, waiting for the signal from the officials down there. So no good. It had the distance. He just missed it right. And it'll stay 28-0 as we head into halftime. We'll step away for a halftime break and be back here for the second half, the Rocky Mountain Rumble here at Madison High School on IdahoSports.com.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19, so they can be protected from COVID when they're back in the classroom. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. Getting vaccinated was quick and easy. You can walk into a pharmacy to get one. We got our COVID-19 vaccine, and I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
Get a free COVID-19 vaccine today. Find a location near you at covidvaccine.idaho.gov.
Lead the charge into a brighter future with the all-new 2022 Volkswagen ID4. With an EPA estimated range of 250 miles, the ID4 knows how to go the distance. It's an electric SUV that's as fun to drive as it is stylish and functional. You don't have to sacrifice good looks for great performance. So stop by our dealership today and jumpstart your year with the Volkswagen ID4. Teton Volkswagen, where it's always no problem to buy and service your vehicle.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, it was an easy process. It's readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
We're Valleywide Country Store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valleywide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Scott here from Teton Honda in Pocatello. Our dealership operates on a no-problem philosophy that's designed to put you in charge of your next vehicle purchase. Prefer to shop online? No problem. Evenings or weekends? No problem. Need a wide range of financing and leasing options? No problem. So whether it's one of our beautiful new Hondas or just a vehicle that's new to you, at Teton Honda, we'll help you find the perfect vehicle for your needs. Experience car buying like never before at Pocatello's only No Problem dealership.
Banking. Maybe you enjoy the person-to-person attention you get going to your bank. Maybe you enjoy the convenience of banking from home sweet home. Or maybe you like the flexibility of paying your bills, applying for a loan, or talking to your personal banking person from wherever fits your fancy. Then definitely, you should bank at Mountain West Bank. Member FDIC. The easy, convenient, any way you want to bank.
hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19, so they can be protected from COVID when they're back in the classroom. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. Getting vaccinated was quick and easy. You can walk into a pharmacy to get one. We got our COVID-19 vaccine, and I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
Get a free COVID-19 vaccine today. Find a location near you at covidvaccine.idaho.gov.
Lead the charge into a brighter future with the all-new 2022 Volkswagen ID4. With an EPA estimated range of 250 miles, the ID4 knows how to go the distance. It's an electric SUV that's as fun to drive as it is stylish and functional. You don't have to sacrifice good looks for great performance. So stop by our dealership today and jumpstart your year with the Volkswagen ID4. Teton Volkswagen, where it's always no problem to buy and service your vehicle.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, it was an easy process. It's readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
We're Valleywide Country Store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valleywide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Scott here from Teton Honda in Pocatello. Our dealership operates on a no-problem philosophy that's designed to put you in charge of your next vehicle purchase. Prefer to shop online? No problem. Evenings or weekends? No problem. Need a wide range of financing and leasing options? No problem. So whether it's one of our beautiful new Hondas or just a vehicle that's new to you, at Teton Honda, we'll help you find the perfect vehicle for your needs. Experience car buying like never before at Pocatello's only no problem dealership.
It's not a secret that finding a new car this year is a little tricky. Between chip shortages and supply problems, there's more reasons than ever to come to our no-problem dealerships when you need a new car or truck. Our acquisitions team works hard to make sure that we have a great selection of vehicles to choose from, and our easy-to-buy, easy-to-do business with sales team is ready to deliver the same great value price that we've had for nearly 20 years. Teton Toyota, where it's always no problem to buy and service your car.
Well, welcome back here as we're about ready to get going here in the third quarter. The Pocatello Thunder, I almost said it again, Pocatello Thunder on top. 28-0 over the Ogden Tigers here as we come into the second half. It really has been all Pocatello. In fact, we were talking during the break, we're not sure, we don't believe Ogden's been able to get a first down. We also believe we're not sure they've had any positive yardage offensively.
And I actually confirmed that. They've had a couple plays that are positive yardage, but overall they're a minus 26 for the game.
So not a good offensive first half for Pocatello. Or excuse me, for Ogden. Pocatello, the opposite of that, 28 points.
And a very efficient 28 points. A team that knows who they are.
Yeah, the quarterback, Ryan Payne's done a great job, and as well as Echo Hawk, Zach Park getting in on the action. Hunter Killian involved as well. And as we get ready to go here, see if Ogden's able to get something moving offensively. Remember, there's a whole lot more on IdahoSports.com other than just these broadcasts. Check out the website. Check out the scores, schedules. I mean, and it's not just football. You know, soccer's going on. Boys and girls soccer right now has already kicked off.
Volleyball.
Volleyball's going. We've got scores and schedules for those sports as well.
Well, and you do have cross-country going on, and that's held on athletic.net, those scores, but we have a link that sends you over to athletic.net. And, of course, you can find pictures of Lauren Jensen. You can find him in his Sunday best. You can you can
Are
find
there
him
pictures
in his,
up there that I don't know about?
You can find him in his pajamas. A few of those. Oh, we'll be getting some of CJ and Josh, but we don't have any of those yet. But soon enough.
As long as I'm getting royalties.
That's the bad part. You're not.
There's none. Yeah, check out the site. Join us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Become part of the nation.
Might I recommend a pretzel from the concession stand? No salt. I don't like salt. I'm not a salt guy. Let's see. We got a good meme here. I accidentally sprayed some deodorant in my mouth. Now I have this weird Axe, A-X-E, like the brand, scent. Axe, scent. Yeah, that's no cheese on that.
No, it's yours.
And you might get an occasional person that's not thinking right and treats that as a can of Banaka. That ages me, Banaka. That was the old breath spray, you know, Banaka.
Oh. Well, sucrets were brought up recently, and that's an old school sucrets. Altoids, another one. That's a pretty old. I remember getting Altoids from my grandma in church. That was our candy during church.
Well, and sucrets came in a similar type box, you know.
Yeah, that little tin.
Yeah, the little tin, yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember Altoids. And remember The Office, you know, the one where Jim, he pranks Dwight, you know, he keeps giving him Altoids. And
every time
the little bell thing or whatever goes off. And he's like, what? Like, my mouth is so dry. Pocatello, 28-0. A Pocatello team that needs a good start to this season. They've got a lot of high hopes moving forward in 2021.
And so far, it's going well for them here against this Ogden team. But Pocatello will be kicking off. The return men all the way back inside their own end zone. And this is often, we've had several touchbacks. This one's going to get short, though. It's going to be picked up at about the 6. On the return, that's number 15 out to the 23-yard line on the return.
Remember that Ogden is 1-1 on the season. They lost to Canyon View out of Cedar City, 33-21, and then they knocked off private school Providence Hall, 31-21. So two scores that were almost identical. They just came on the different sides of those scores.
That was McKay Hill with the return out to the 23, and we'll see if they make any sort of changes offensively to try to get something going here. And it looks like they're going to have a different quarterback. Number 23, that's Hill, I believe, lined up at quarterback now. And he'll take it on a direct snap, maybe more like a wildcat scenario.
Yeah, I think we're going to
couple of yards.
I think we're going to start seeing more stuff like that, you know, as quickly as Pocatello's able to get in. You know, if they have some screen passes in their repertoire, whatever, you know, I think we could see some of those. I believe that was Caden Hoddle got in there. In on the tackle as well.
And I apologize. I said McKay Hill, but it was actually Chet Colvin who took that direct snap and is now in there at quarterback. Number 23. And again, just a direct snap to Colvin, slides inside and maybe picks up a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
Well, the left guard missed his missed his block on that. Otherwise, he would have been able to cut it up and possibly pick up several more yards.
So it's 3rd and 6.
3rd down, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make some noise.
Third and 6. Josh's wife is running away from the killer bees down there below us.
It's killer bee season.
That's right. Murder hornets. 3rd and 7. Rolling back, this is Furness. He had his receiver, but a nice defensive play there from number 19, Hunter Killian.
Well, and we're going to get a punt here on 4th down, but this is the first possession that Ogden has had where they finished the possession with positive yards.
And not a lot of positive yards, but they did move forward, and that's a good sign. And that other than a great play by Killian there, that could have been a completed pass for a first down.
Well, moves them up to minus 22 for the game as they're minus 25 at halftime. But at least that's something. That's something to build on. And when you're getting beat like this, you've got to celebrate those small victories that you have.
Punts away, and that's one bright spot. The punts have been very good for Ogden. Taken by the return man number 3, gets knocked out of bounds. Eventually back to about the 47. That's Crew Hales on the return.
Yeah, and then on the tackle for Ogden was one of their number 7s that we don't have on our roster. Also big number 78, Gage Bird, 6'3", 315-pound, largest player on the field for either team. At least weight-wise, largest.
First and 10. Payne slings it out to Cade Jensen. Jensen across midfield picks up about 6. 2nd and 4 upcoming on the 48-yard line of Ogden.
Morales and Salazar. And on the stop there for Ogden, for Ogden, if they could come out here and get a stop after having a possession with positive yardage, those are things you build on. Those are things you move, and those are things you say, hey, guys, our halftime talk is working. Because right now they just don't have a lot of pep in their step, that you see from the Pocatello players. They see heads down, kind of moping around a little bit. You use these as some momentum builders.
Handoff up the middle and leaping forward for a few extra yards. Number 14 on the carry, Parker Applington. And it's 3rd and 3 now. 3rd and 2, excuse me. Right at the 45-yard line. As Pocatello comes back to the line of scrimmage. Rolling out, Payne in trouble, and he's going to get sacked. Great defensive play all the way back to his own 45.
Looks like 56, big 56. Braxton Shobe got him. He's a D-end and an offensive tackle on the other side. They list him as 6'3", 190 pounds, and he looks even bigger than that.
Yeah, Shobe, nice job and speed from the big man as he tracked down Payne from behind. Now it's 4th and 12, and they're going to punt away. First punt forced here by the Ogden defense. Now that's a good way to start for your defense for Pocatello, or for Ogden. And nearly blocked there as that punt hits at the 27 and takes a very friendly bounce for Pocatello all the way down to the 10-yard line.
Hey, you're Ogden. You come out. You got some positive yardage for the first time to end a series. You got to stop defensively. Use it to move forward.
First down Ogden from the 10-yard line.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 10 for the Ogden Tigers. 7:57 left here in the third quarter. It's been all Pocatello up to this point. Inside screen, going to pick up a few more positive yards. Took a couple hits, but he's going to pick up 3 yards out to the 13-yard line.
On the defense for that.
Braxton Hart with a reception.
Pocatello getting the stop, and not after giving up 3 yards. Tommy Smith, the sophomore O&D lineman, he'll be back for 2 more seasons. Coach Dave Spillett.
Braxton Hart was the man with the reception for Ogden. 2nd and 7. Back to pass. Inside screen, knocked down.
Cade Jensen breaks up the pass.
Knocked down by Pokey's number 12, Kate Jensen.
3rd down.
senior defensive end, also a wide receiver on the other side of the ball. And but you know, at least Ogden has moved forward. They got a stop. They got 3 positive yards here thus far, and with really another legitimate play to come.
Yeah, 3rd and manageable here at least. You know, it's 3rd and long, but 3rd and 7. They got to get out past the 20 for a first down, and they've got Furness back in there at quarterback the last few play calls. He's in there again. He's going to hand off up the middle, but nowhere to run. There's going to be no gain on the play, so it'll be 4th and 7 now. And the punt team will come back on.
Caden Hoddle in on the tackle, the senior defensive end. Been in on a lot of tackles today, was Hoddle. Making the most of the opening game to his senior season with almost halfway through the 3rd quarter. Not a lot of penalties in this game. Just haven't been a lot. It's gone a lot faster than our first game did.
Yes. First game, 2.5 hours on that first game. We've only been on this one for a half hour. No, excuse me, an hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
Mistake. A really quick half. The punt, that one, not good.
This goes out of bounds. That might even be down around the 15.
The cheerleaders dodge it. Duck, dive, dodge, and duck.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. There's dodge twice.
Dodge twice. I can't ever remember the 5 Ds of dodgeball. A 7-yard punt as that ball went out of bounds at the 20. And that punter had actually done really well. He had more pressure that time, though, and it kind of shanked off the side of his foot. He'd actually had put together some really good punts in this game up to that point.
Yes, we got narrowed down now. The dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Oh,
you got to hesitate before the last dodge like there's something else you're going to say.
Yeah, and dodge.
Dodge. As if you hadn't already said it.
Handoff goes to number 14. He's got a big room to run, and he's in for the touchdown. Parker Applington scores to get his name on the board. And another touchdown for the Pocatello Thunder. Now 34-0 over the Tigers. Well, the cheerleaders are doing push-ups. They're just standing and doing the push-ups as they run around.
Those are air-ups.
Air-ups? Gotcha.
Air-ups.
Kay Jensen with the point after.
The point after is good from Kay Jensen. It's 35-0.
I think I could drop and do 35 push-ups. I do 50 straight every morning.
Good for you.
And they're full push-ups. I want my knees on the ground.
No girl push-ups?
No, don't have my knees on the ground.
See that?
They're gender neutral.
Sorry. I'm not very good at that kind of stuff.
Yeah, me neither. Well, I'm good at the push-ups.
I'm probably not very good at those either.
At my age, at 51, you know, you got to do that.
That Metamucil.
That's right.
Oh, my word. I say that. I'm not that much younger than, or older. No, younger than you, sorry. I'm only 12 years younger than you. 6:13 left here. 35-0 Pocatello on top. That's just been the story. It's been the ground game, too. You know what? Echo Hawk hasn't even carried the ball here in the second half. It was all him in the first half, and it's been Applington here in the second half thus far. That ball going to just end up now into the end zone for a touchback as it bounced off of Colvin.
Yeah, number 23, Colvin. Chet Colvin. Strong safety, also a running back, just a junior.
First down Ogden, 20-yard line.
Yeah, well, Echo Hawk's coming to the side right now. Yeah, yeah, he was in on that kickoff.
Oh, that was number 6, actually. That's number 6.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I don't see a number 8 out there on the side.
So a pitch out to Colvin. He's going to gain a couple of yards out to the 22 before he gets wrapped up. The whole Pocatello defense in on that tackle.
Luke Smith on the tackle.
It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Tigers. Again, the Tigers 1-1 on the season.
Yeah, I see Echo Hawk down on the sideline now. He's just spinning the ball there with his left hand. And I don't think we're going to see too much of Echo Hawk in the second half.
He actually might be the guy down there with the shirt off. His right shoulder with the ice on it.
Could be.
Timeout taken here by Ogden. We're going to step away and take it as well. This is the 2021 Rocky Mountain Rumble. We'll be back here shortly after the timeout for the rest of this ball game. This is IdahoSports.com.
You know, I suspect you're looking for an excuse to take a little drive. Hey, it happens to the best of us. It's time to drive to Soda Springs, Idaho. That's through Lava, over Fish Creek Summit, past the reservoir, and into John Adams Ford. With small town prices, the friendliest sales staff, and the best service department anywhere. And don't forget that warranty forever on every new and used vehicle we sell. Come and see us at John Adams Ford, where we're keeping it simple in Soda Springs.
I'm Dr. Christine Hahn. I'm an infectious disease doctor, and I'm Idaho's medical director for public health. It's my mission to keep our communities healthy and safe. That's why I believe.
Welcome back here after the timeout, 2nd and 8. Not sure why the horn just went off, but the sack in the backfield. Ball came loose, but I think they're going to say he was down.
Yeah, I think so too.
It was at 19, Killian in on the sack. Yeah. Hunter Killian.
Down between the 13, 14-yard line.
Hunter Killian, one of the best linebackers in the state of Idaho. And now it's 3rd and about 17 all the way back to the 14-yard line. I've got to get to the 30, so I guess that's actually 3rd and 16. Under 5 minutes now here in the third quarter, 4:55 remaining. And now we get the spread here from Ogden. Across the middle, man, it hit number 17 right in the numbers. He wasn't expecting it. Noah Marley had a good chance at an interception there.
Well, it was intended for number 5, Braxton Hart, who, had they have hit him, had some green in front of him.
Yeah, it was just he led him too far, and it hit Marley right in the chest. He wasn't able to catch it either.
And after 2 positive yard possessions, they have another 6-yard negative possession here.
So the punt gets all the way out to the 45-yard line. Better punt that time, a little spiral and good roll after the bounce. 4:27, and Pocatello is going to take over on the Ogden 45-yard line. And it's just been all Pocatello, Lance. Yeah. They just, from start to finish, the offense have been able to move the football. Ogden hasn't been able to stop them. They've only forced 1 punt here in the second half.
And we still have almost a quarter and a half left in the ball game.
But the big story has been the Ogden offense and just the inability to move the football. And, you know, credit Pocatello, the Pocatello defense as well for that. As you know, Ogden has put up points in their first 2 games of the season, but right now they're getting blanked. Handoff goes to Applington again. Applington, man, it just doesn't matter who's running the football. Applington picks up 9 on 1st and 10.
Parker Applington on the carry.
And so it'll be 2nd and 1 upcoming from the 30. Actually, they're going to give him 8 back to the 36-yard line. .356 and counting here in the third quarter of this ball game. Handoff goes to Applington. Good blocking downfield. Applington turns the corner, knocked out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
Andy Wilson finally getting to him and knocking him out of bounds, but again, just a lot of damage done on that play by Pocatello.
Another first down right to the 20-yard line. A beautiful, beautiful day here in eastern Idaho. Rolling hills in front of us. The BYU Idaho campus up there. You can see a lot of the housing and a lot of the campus buildings. This time Payne keeps it himself and takes it all the way down to the 12-yard line for another first down. Or excuse me, that is the 7-yard line for first and goal.
Yeah, Morales in on the tackle. They start the first and goal.
First and goal for the Thunder. Tell you what, do they play Thunder Ridge this year, Pocatello?
I don't know if they do or not.
Payne keeps it himself again. What a spin move at the 5. Touchdown, Mr. Payne. He's inflicted it all day long, and Ryan Payne scores for the first time today.
Did you ever see Rocky 3?
Well, absolutely.
Probably
like 20 times.
When they ask Mr. T or Clubber Lang in that case, you know what his prediction was for the fight, and Payne. You know, that's the prediction.
Yeah, I have seen those movies numerous times. One of the greatest series of movies.
Oh, of course.
Not even questionable.
No, not even arguable.
PAT, did it go?
Good.
It did
Yeah,
good.
It did.
Cade Jensen with the point after, 42-0. 2:58 left here in the third.
Is he a relation to you?
No, not that I'm aware of. There are a lot of Jensens here in eastern Idaho. I grew up over on the other side of the state. My family kind of grew up in Meridian, or at least my dad. My mom grew up in Boise. She went to Bora High School. My dad went to Meridian. Back then, Meridian was
a lion and a warrior.
Yeah, Meridian was a podunk school back then, though. And my mom and dad talking about Meridian playing Bora back in the day, and it was just, it's like David and Goliath, except David never won in that story.
Well, and Meridian, at one time during the 80s, was the largest high school in the country before they finally split them. And Centennial came around. In fact, they used to have a split school schedule at one time where a group went from like 7 to noon, and the other group went from like 1 to 4, something like that, 8 to noon, 1 to 4. And I mean, it was that big.
Then they split off Centennial. And now they got Skyview now as well.
Mountain View. Well, Skyview's out in Nampa.
It's in Nampa, you're right.
Yeah, you got Mountain View. Mountain View was one.
Mavericks.
Eagle, those kids used to go into Meridian at one time.
Well, and now you got Owyhee out in that area as well. Flag in. And guys, working hard, we'll say, out there. Flag comes in after the kickoff. Ball sitting at the 17-yard line. With the flag, we'll see what's going to happen here.
I'm imagining it's either an illegal block or a hold. That tends to be the...
And as it looks like it's going to be a block in the back against Ogden, so things have gone from bad. Keep going from bad to worse for Ogden. This penalty is going to push them back even further. Yeah, that whole area over there, the Boise Valley, Treasure Valley area, it has just exploded over the last 20 years. I remember as a kid, my grandma lives in Boise, driving on just a normal 2-lane interstate to my grandma's house, and now it's massive. And
So I've tried several news today. So I tried a new. I've never drank a Rockstar before, and I've got one. Of course, it's a sugar-free, but still lots of caffeine. And now I just tried a grape with nacho cheese. How about that? A grape with nacho cheese.
Lance, just horizons all in front of you.
I'll tell you, I am.
Down the field, he had an open receiver. The receiver was number 5, Braxton Hart, and that's just been the story here for Furnace. He just hasn't been able to hit the open receivers, and he's had them there, and that have been a big play.
Well, and yet to get a first down today still is Ogden, as they've been blanked at this point, 42-0.
Yeah, no first downs. They haven't left their side of the field often on defense either, unfortunately. And it's 2nd and 10, and just a dominant performance thus far by Pocatello. Furnace back in the gun again. Back to pass, has pressure. That ball tipped and falls. And, you know, they've tried to set up those screenplays, but that's like the 3rd or 4th time that those balls have been tipped.
Yeah.
You got to do something fake, get them up in the air, throw through them, around them, something.
It doesn't work if you throw it tight on that. You can't throw it tight on a screen pass. You've got to be able to get it over that line. That's what it's designed for.
Just, you know, and it's easy for us up here to say, oh, you do this, do that. Well, we're not the ones down on the field either.
Right, that's right.
If I was in Furnace's place, I would take the snap and fall down and into a fetal position.
Well, some teams that specifically Pocatello will have some interest in. Go over it after we get this play.
And just again over the head of his intended receiver, Kyrie Thompson, who, you know, again was open for a first down, just couldn't get it to him.
So Blackfoot, Pocatello will have some interest in that game. They lost last night to 5A Thunder Ridge, 25-26.
They went for the win.
Yeah.
They scored and went for the win with a 2-point and missed it. So
that's right. Canyon Ridge, 7-0 over Wood River. And, of course, you know, you've got Pocatello next week going out to the Valley and playing Twin Falls, but they won't be playing Canyon Ridge. But, however, that is certainly a game of interest to them. Jerome beat Gooding 9-8. Those are two cities that are fairly close together.
On the return, number 3 there. He's going to get an illegal block there as well. It wasn't much of an illegal block in the back, but enough in this scenario. Crew Hales on the return for Pocatello.
Well, Hillcrest went down yesterday 41-7 to 5A Idaho Falls. Bonneville dropped one. Bonneville did not win last year and started 0-1 this year, 26-8 Minico. You know, Sandpoint won yesterday 21-7, and that's a team that Coeur d'Alene, who we saw in the first game, will face next week. Shelley knocked off Preston 15-6. Those are two teams that Pocatello will have some interest in.
That's
Shelley
a big win for Shelley.
And Preston. It is, especially, you know, they've struggled the last couple years. Of course, Skyline lost yesterday on just one of those weird endings as it was. And Twin Falls, who Pocatello plays next week, knocked off Valley View from out in the Boise area 28-14. So those are certainly some scores that they will keep their eyes on.
Handoff, hitting the backfield, but gets away and back to the line of scrimmage. That's number 22 on the carry, Stuckey.
Braxton Shobe on the tackle. Cutter Stuckey on the
Cutter
carry.
Stuckey.
Braxton Shobe on the tackle. 6'3", 190-pound junior for the Tigers, the Ogden Tigers. Of course, Ogden, for geographical reference, if people don't know, is where Weber State University is. Of course, most people out of Pocatello know where Ogden is very well because Weber State and Idaho State have been in the same conference for a lot of years in the Big Sky. There's been some memorable games in most every sport between those two schools.
Payne with Stuckey split out and just not a bad pass, really. They're going to say it's incomplete, so it'll be 3rd and 10.
Payne ends up getting knocked down, but he really wasn't pressured, you know, for the most part. That came well after, and in a tight game, you might even get a late hit.
Just kind of
on that
little push after he got rid of the ball. Under a minute left here, 47 seconds on the clock here in the third quarter, and it's been all Pocatello. The Thunder have brought the boom to this game. Good support from their fans, too. And as we've mentioned, you know, Dave Spillett, all of Pocatello fan base, they really feel like this is a good year for them. They're excited about this year, and they're showing that they can really play here. Payne takes it himself. He's got some good running ability. He's going to pick up the first down and a little more out to the 26-yard line, 1st and 10.
And Max Chirijo, the sophomore, one of the number of sophomores for Ogden, comes up and gets the tackle.
Payne, he's got some speed, pretty shifty runner, and now we've got an injured Ogden Tiger. That's number 21, Zach Richards, according to our roster down there. Not sure if it just, again, we saw some cramping yesterday, but this might be an ankle injury. And we have had a few injuries, and that's, man, football, unfortunately, that's one of those things that you deal with as a team throughout the season, is some injuries. As they'll help Richards off the field. Number 21 just hasn't been able to put any weight on that one foot. Zach Richards.
So our next game coming up, Highland and Alta. Alta's been a perennial power for years in Utah, but the last several years have kind of been a 500 club. They're one of the big 6A schools down there. They're out of Draper, Utah. One of their big rivals, Sandy, Draper area right there on the border. In fact, at one time, that's where all the Draper kids went before Corner Canyon was built. But you got Alta, their rival for a long time, Jordan and Bingham, and had some memorable matchups between those schools. Anybody here know the Alta mascot? They're the Hawks.
I was going to say high.
Alta High.
I mean, high is Alta's high in Spanish, right?
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. Espanol.
In the Espanol. Well, that's the end of the third quarter. Applington with a nice run at the end of the third. We'll switch ends here to start the fourth quarter. 12 minutes left in this ball game. Looks like at this point, Idaho going to finally get a win in this Rocky Mountain Rumble. And it's 4-0 right now with the Utah teams coming out victorious in our first 4 matchups of this Rumble. And it looks like Pocatello right now is going to come away with the first Idaho win. We got 12 minutes left, but they're well in control, 42-0 over the Ogden Tigers. It's 2nd and 4 upcoming from the 20 for the Pocatello Thunder. As we switch ends of the field, as I mentioned, now Pocatello heading to the south end zone.
You know, we haven't had wind affect things today. Had just a slight breeze pick up a little earlier. It is absolutely dead right now from a wind perspective, where yesterday it played a big role in those games.
On the carry this time, number 23 for Pocatello. That's Tyson Beckles, another sophomore running back. Good-sized running back down there as well. Back to the line of scrimmage, as we've got a new quarterback in there too. Number 2, Dre Contreras, the sophomore quarterback. So some second stringers in there. That ball fumbled on the pitch, but picked back up on the run, going looking for the end zone, touchdown. So what could have been a fumble turns out to be a touchdown for Cutter Stuckey, excuse me.
Well, and it just continues to get worse for Ogden. Ogden, after coming off 1-1 in a couple competitive games, just really, really struggling. But you know, you gotta You got to realize they put up 31 points this year and also put up 21 points this year in a loss down in Cedar City. And you know, so it's not like they don't have any success with it, but they have yet to pick up a first down in this ball game.
Yeah, the Pocatello defense has been smothering in this ball game. Cade Jensen with the PAT knocks it through once again, and it's now 49-0. The Pocatello Thunder with a commanding lead here over Ogden. Ogden just about 3 hours south of here. 3-hour car ride down I-15. That's where all the population starts down that valley.
Yeah, the Wasatch Front.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of hit that Brigham City, Ogden area, North Ogden, and then goes all the way down really to Santa Quin. You know, I mean really to Payson, I guess, and then you got Santa Quin, and then you got Free Cells all the way down to Beaver, who played here yesterday. Of course, you pass Fillmore, Nephi, Fillmore, Beaver, Cedar City, St. George.
All the way down
Las
I-15.
Vegas.
Yep, and then yeah, there's nothing else after St. George till you hit Las Vegas.
That way you got Mesquite. You have Mesquite.
Oh, that's true.
And if you have never
Mesquite,
driven through the gorge is unbelievably
it is beautiful down there.
Yep.
I forgot about Mesquite.
Yeah,
Nice place.
Mesquite.
A lot of people spend a lot of time golfing there in Mesquite.
Yeah, I'd spend a lot of money gambling there.
True. That is true. And hopefully win a lot of money gambling there.
Yeah, have you seen those buildings?
Yeah.
Yeah, the people going in to gamble aren't winning, or at least not as much as the house is winning.
They're paying for nice, fancy buildings to go pay more money at.
I've always told people when it comes to gambling, and I don't judge, they can gamble all they want, but there's a reason when you go to Vegas why those buildings are big and beautiful, and it's not because you are winning most of the time.
Good return here for Ogden, still on his feet, now crossing the field and all the way out to the 35. Nice return.
That's 15, McKay Hill again, and you know what? We've called his name on some really positive plays today, and he's been a bright spot for them for sure.
Yeah, Hill with a great return. Kai Hill all the way back to the 35-yard line, and I think this is probably the best starting field position for Ogden in this game as well. As the clock's going to run, I think they've got the quote-unquote mercy rule running here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if they have the mercy rule in Utah, but we'd be playing under Idaho rules here, so you'd go under those rules.
That ball flung out there and nearly intercepted by number 13,
You
Rodriguez.
know what I do like that Ogden is doing here is they're taking some chances.
Yeah.
They're saying, listen, we have some things traditionally that haven't been working. Let's take some chances. And they've been throwing the ball. And they've proven that, Furness, he has a decent arm. He can get it out there, and Furness should be back next year, just a junior. But I think they've got some good things to take into next week. And, of course, they had some good things coming into this week as well. But this is just one of those where Pocatello has just been that good.
Well, and his accuracy, it just hasn't been on point that time. There he hits his receiver. Did he catch it?
I think he did.
What a catch. Nice job.
And that will finally put them into positive yards for the game.
That is number 14, Jaden Doubled.
I'm starting to get a little chilly in here. For a guy like me that doesn't have much fat on their body, that's just really trim and muscular, I get cold.
That
really
happens
quick.
to all old people, Lance. Let me go get you an Afghan to wrap around you.
See, we got CJ over here flexing,
Yeah, if I do that, it doesn't quite look the same.
Well, I would rip my shirt out, so I got to be really careful.
Easy.
I got the nice OGO going today.
Yeah, you don't want to waste that shirt. Incomplete pass intended again for doubled, excuse me. And they have picked up a first down, crossed midfield. A good offensive possession here right now for Ogden as it's 2nd and 10 here from the 44-yard line. Clock still running, 6:45 now on the clock as we wind down in this fifth game of the Rocky Mountain Rumble.
Had a false start or an encroachment on that. I believe it was a false start on Ogden. We will see.
Yeah, looks like
looking
that
at
is
each
gonna
other,
be a
they must
call.
have said it rather than motion it to each other, the officials. Yep, it's going to be a false start.
Snap infraction, so maybe a little hesitation on the snap.
Where the center kind of jumps just a little bit and then snaps it. Well, Pocatello's got to feel good about their start here this year, putting up 49 points on a team that already had 2 games under their belt, and a team that put up 31 points as well as 21 on another game, and they've held them to a point where finally Ogden just picked up their first down of the ball game, and we're over halfway through the fourth quarter.
At 2nd and 15 now after that penalty. Furness going down the field. He caught it. What a catch in triple coverage by Kyrie Thompson.
Kyrie, just a sophomore.
That was a great throw from Furness and just a fantastic. He was interfered with as well. Kyrie Thompson fights off the 3 defenders and comes down with a great catch all the way down inside the 20.
Well, and this is the first time of the game that, coming up on the last set of plays for them, that for Ogden, that they even got on Pokey's half of the field. Yeah. And now they find themselves in scoring position, or they could potentially put it in.
Yeah, inside the red zone at the 19, 1st and 10. And a phenomenal play from Furness to Thompson. Furness back in the gun once again. They pick up the blitz. He's going to the far corner of the end zone. That was nearly intercepted by number 1.
So number 40 for Ogden High School. His name is Charmbay Jones Jr. I like that name, Charmbay.
Alex Wynn with the breakup.
What number is he?
Number 40.
Oh, yeah, Charmbay Jones Jr.
I like that name. Because you got to have, we should every game have the IdahoSports.com all-name player of the game. Remember the Funkhauser kid that played for Gooding several years ago, and then you had Wolfgang. At the same time, you had Wolfgang Benyon playing for Sugar. And I said, man, if you guys were in the same family, you'd have the best name of all time for sports. It would have been Wolfgang Funkhauser. That would have been an awesome name.
Furness back to pass. We're going to have a holding penalty, and just over the outstretched arms, the intended receiver. That's number 3, Adam Wilson. He took a shot as he was stretched out for that. So big offensive holding penalty here, though, is going to back him up 10 yards. It's going to be 2nd and about 23, it looks like. As the clock down to 3:20 left here in the ball game. Stick around for the post-game show. We're going to have to come back with our IdahoSports.com player of the game. And few people it could be in this ball game. There's been a lot of standouts in that first half, specifically Echo Hawk. And then, of course, Payne's had a heck of a game as well from the quarterback position. Little screenplay set up. Caught on the run, number 33, and a great open field tackle there by number 22, Stuckey. On the reception, Lucas Heiner.
With the reception.
And they get a few of those yards back. It's going to be 3rd and 15 now from the 25-yard line. Our next game starts at 5, about an hour away here. Is this game getting close to being final? 2:20 left on the clock. It's been all Pocatello. The Ogden Tigers, it's been a tough offensive day for them. Handoff. Go up the middle. Still on his feet and finally brought down inside the 15 to the 14.
Well, and now it makes a manageable 4th down.
We'll see
for
if
the
they
Tigers
opt to go for it here or if they're going to bring out the punt crew. But they're going to take a timeout first and think about it. We're going to take that timeout as well. Step away. We'll be back for this 4th and 5 from the Ogden Tigers. This is IdahoSports.com at the Rocky Mountain Rumble.
Don't you just love it when you realize that you've got the very best? Like being here in Idaho, it's the best. Just like John Adams GMC, recently awarded Business of the Year here in Rexburg. That's because we want the best just like you do. The best service, best selection, best prices, and of course, the best warranty with our famous John Adams Warranty Forever. Come and enjoy the best at John Adams GMC in Rexburg, where we're founded on values and committed to excellence.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Well, welcome back here on 4th and 4. The ball falls incomplete on that play, and a turnover on downs, so they come away empty, but a better offensive possession there for the Ogden Tigers as they were able to move the football, pick up some first downs. And now it'll be Pocatello here with just 1:28 and counting left. We'll just, more than likely, we'll just have a knee taken. And that it'll probably only have to be one by the time they actually have to snap this. A minute left here. Snap it, hand it off. Wow, and hard running there by number 23. Tyson Beckles is the first defender, would-be tackler. He just ran him over and knocked him down, and then was wrapped up by a couple later.
Just a sophomore, has not had a ton of playing time, and he's putting himself in position now. He's saying, listen, if I'm getting some time, I'm going to make the most of it.
That was a highlight. That was a highlight play there as a running back. You don't see that too terribly often.
And the thing is, you can't put your backups in and expect them not to play hard. It's always bugged me when people say, hey, you're running it up. Well, if they're running it up with their backups, that's not running it up. That's just playing ball.
This time they will take the knee under 40, so that'll be it. With 15 seconds, it'll run off the clock. The Pocatello Thunder are 1-0 to start the season here in 2021. The Rocky Mountain Rumble, they defeat Ogden 49-0. We're going to step away and come back with our IdahoSports.com player of the game. We'll be right back. We're final here as the Pocatello Thunder have defeated the Ogden Tigers 49-0, and it was really all Pocatello from start to finish. Ogden put together a little drive there at the end, but it came up short, so they get blanked in this Rocky Mountain Rumble, and Idaho has won their first game of this Rumble as they come off to cheering from their student section and the cheerleaders. So congratulations to the Pocatello Thunder. And congratulations to our IdahoSports.com player of the game, number 11, Ryan Payne, the starting quarterback. From start to finish. He didn't play much there in the fourth because they were up, but played the majority of that ball game and was running the football, throwing the football. Of course, when you have Echo Hawk there, that helps too. And but Ryan Payne just did a great job offensively for the Thunder.
That's right. He was solid all game long, and just like we saw from Lehigh's quarterback in the game before, very consistent, knows who he is, and stays within his strengths.
So congratulations again, number 11, Ryan Payne, our IdahoSports.com player of the game. Well, this has been an IdahoSports.com game stream production of East Idaho Game Night, presented by Teton Auto Group. Our major sponsors that make coverage on IdahoSports.com possible include your local Toyota dealer, Toyota, Let's Go Places, Valley-Wide Co-op and Country Stores, and Project Filter, Idaho Fights Tobacco. We'd also like to thank our local advertisers today. Our local advertisers, huge thanks to them, including Teton Toyota, John Adams, saw them, John Adams GMC. Huge thanks to them, as well as Project Filter, one of our major sponsors. Congratulations again to Ryan Payne, our IdahoSports.com player of the game. And thanks for joining us as the Pocatello Thunder defeat the Ogden Tigers by a score of 49-0. I'm Lauren Jensen alongside Lance Taylor, CJ Parkinson, and Josh Magali. Thanks for joining us. So long till next time. We've got another game coming up here in about an hour, so stick around and watch the Rumble on IdahoSports.com.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com Game Streams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com. Any rebroadcast, retransmission,